The only man I know that's received 3 cease and desist letters from Sam Kinnison's estate. Please make some noise for the last comic standing, Andrew Daddy Mayo.
Hello, welcome back.
Yeah, Daddy!
I'm so uncomfortable.
I'll tell you the next time I see him, I'm just gonna call him Daddy. Please do. Please do.
You know, I'm gonna figure out the lyrics to Wagon Wheel and just come up here and start talking and just I'm like, that'll be the one rule I can break without getting kicked out. Oh my God. I had a whole intro and you just completely threw me off. But I love you, son. So, actually, you know what? I'm going to grab my drink for this one because this will actually be really funny if I do it correctly. So you ever been in a situation that someone's pissing you off and you try to look tough while drinking through a straw? That's right, keep walking. I don't want to spit my drink out. So, I did that once and I snarfed my drink. Snarfing tequila is not fun. So we did a show up in New Jersey this weekend, so we drove from here. Now, Virginia, traffic's okay. It's when you get to Maryland, because I'm from Jersey. Everyone's Jersey drivers can't drive. No one can drive, especially people in Maryland. Holy crap. So you ever been following someone, they stop short and you went, just so you don't rear end them? There were these 3 cars for a stretch of over 20 miles, all riding each other's tails. And there was a car in front of them, and I can't see what's going on. So they slam on their brakes, and we see the 3 cars just... And the 2 of us is like, we're the crazy ones on the road. What the hell is going on with that? Because they're driving like little crappy Toyotas, not like what these like Tokyo Drift, like Fast and Furious idiots drive. I shouldn't say that because I'm going to walk out in the parking lot and get my ass kicked. You don't like Tokyo Drift? So, I really didn't have a lot of time to write a set, so I'm doing a best of just for Mavric tonight. So, everyone goes through rough times, so I'm also doing a little motivational speaking because I'm becoming a cult leader. Not because I want to sleep with women or do Kool-Aid bowl with drugs or anything and have like mass suicide. No, I just want money. Do like $10 a person, that's fine. So, but when life turns its back on you, grab its ass.
Woo!
And when life gives you lemons, go to Lissa and ask for vodka. Or the drink of your choice. So, everyone knows, everyone here knows my professional name is Horror Show Jack. I make customized fangs, horror teddy bears, and I travel to horror conventions. So I live and breathe horror movies. And you ever really feel sorry for any of these idiots in horror movies?
No.
It's a scary sound. Let me go check it out. Although there was always that one asshole in the group, and it's like, when's he gonna die? When's he gonna die? And then everyone's like, yes! It's always the best one. Like when Jason Takes Manhattan, that stupid ass teacher that was just overprivileged, nasty, rude, and thought he knew the answer to everything, and then he got put upside down into a tank of toxic waste. It was wonderful. Watching the blooper scene of how that was absolutely hilarious. Now with horror movies, they always say it's either the slut dies first or the black man. Now Maverick and I can prove to you that the slut does not always die first, because Maverick and I are the only 2 people here who have seen the movie Zombievers. And yes, the movie gives you what the title tells you, and it is awesome. And sorry, spoiler alert. And I can now not worry because Bud and Marty are here. I'm so not so much Marty, but I was worried. I always get worried when Bud's not here.
Buddy!
But, spoiler alert, the slut makes it to the end. She still dies, but she makes it to the end. Now, the black man dying first in a horror movie is what, 6 years ago, what made me want to do comedy. Because one, horror is a level of comedy that no one's ever touched. Because you ever notice that, like, in horror movies, like, the more brutal the kill, you realize what crazy people are in the audience because they're laughing. Like, if you're ever in a movie theater watching a horror movie and you're looking for me, just wait a few minutes. Look for the asshole laughing. That's me. So, the stigma of horror movies is that they're racist. The black guy always dies first. Not true. Name a horror movie, the black guy dies first. Also, if the full black cast, it doesn't count. Yeah, no, I can name more movies the black guy made it all the way to the end. Let's start 1969, Night of the Living Dead. Black guy made it all the way to the end. And they all said to George Romero, it's like, oh, you're making this big public statement, you know, current events and everything. And he's like, you made a black guy the lead in 1968 when they were filming. And he's like, it really had nothing to do with a statement. He was the best actor for the audition, so I put him in that role. And in Friday the 13th Part 2, he was a side character, but still, he made it, he survived. He had no speaking lines, and you know how you survive a horror movie? Stay at the bar, don't go back to the camp. Now, I used to do a film festival called the Macabre Fair Film Festival. The woman who started it passed away in 2020. She lost her 10-year battle with cancer. Relax, the joke is coming. It's not going to be about something. Actually, it is going to be about that, but not what you think. So she had, it started as breast cancer, and I mean, she was a beautiful Latina woman. She was about this tall, but she walked like she was 20 feet tall, and she fought that stuff to the end, was running 3 conventions a year. And I mean, she was well endowed, and when they took everything, there was nothing. So she would joke about it to keep her spirits up, and she would joke with me. So I made a joke with her because we would do roasts of B-level, more like D-level celebrities every Macabre Fair. That's where I got my start doing this. And she goes, so the first one, she's like, so what kind of jokes am I going to hear? And I'm like, you want a sample? I'm like, I'll see, I'm going to tell you a joke that's so funny, it's going to make your tits fall off. And I'm like, oh, you've already heard it. And she laughed. Now, this was between her and I. Now, we're downstairs, we're doing karaoke, and she calls me up because I said something from the audience, and the kind of heckling that helps the situation, not hurts it. And she goes, oh, this guy got jokes. You come up here, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm screwed. She goes, tell them the joke. So one side of the audience is Macabre Fair family. The other side is not. So she makes me tell this joke. So I say, it's like, so tell them the joke you told me in the lobby. I'm like, all right, I'm going to tell you a joke. So funny. Going to make your tits fall off. Oh, you've already heard it. No one's laughing except her. Macabre Fair family looks at her and goes, ah, Elsie's laughing. They start laughing. The non-Macabre Fair people are just like, I was like, I want to leave. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go one further. If you're going to out me, I'm going to out you. So we were at Mad Monster Party down in 2015. And we went out for sushi. And I told her, because she was joking, she's like, you know, I got nothing anymore. And, you know, my shirts don't fit right. I'm like, you know what? When the doctor says, Elsie, you've beaten the cancer. Now the time to begin healing. I'm going to learn how to work with silicone. I'm going to make you a nice brand new pair of tatas. So I can walk up to you and go, and then someone's like, you can't do that. I'm like, I made those, I can touch those. Now everyone's laughing. And she isn't. Okay, you call me out, I'm going to call you out. So there's a thing I've noticed, it's more predominant down here than it is up north. But what is with fake drawers? Like cabinets in my kitchen, the drawer in my downstairs bathroom, there's a piece of plywood. There's a knob. That's it. Why do we waste the metal? Why do we waste that piece of plywood? It drives me nuts.
To confuse Yankees.
You're just mad that we won. And I'm not a Yankee. Oh wait, no. Where's the line? Because I am from Jersey. I thought Yankees were only from Maryland. Oh, okay. No, so yeah, everyone north can't drive. Guess what? Everyone from the south of the line can't drive either. But also, it's like thick pockets. I know it's mostly women. They have these beautiful jeans, these coats, these nice dresses. Yeah, you want to see a woman light up? Give her a beautiful dress, and it has pockets. They will dance like God just blessed them with their greatest wish. It's like, what, the best part of this dress? It's got pockets! And I'm like, okay, everything I own has pockets. Except for the one pirate coat, and I know why. Because the way they make them, it's form-fitting. So if you put anything in your pocket, you won't, you all right? No. Yeah, why? It's like you look like you have a 2-pound tumor right here. So I did Monster Mania in Cherry Hill this weekend, and Gary Busey was there. I know I don't need to elaborate on this, but I'm going to. Because we all know Gary Busey's out of his goddamn mind, right? He was before the accident, now he's... So, the last time I saw Gary Busey, he was barking at someone at his booth that was coming up to get an autograph and a picture with him. And the family just keeps going back. It's like the natives worshiping their god, and the god is just so loud with his voice. They're trembling in fear. Now I'll tell you about my experience the first time I saw Gary Busey. I was never crazy enough to go up and talk to this guy. I'm like, yeah, he's there. All right, cool. I saw him. He is standing in the lobby of the Crowne Plaza, wearing a suit jacket, a nice shirt, a tie, no pants, boxer shorts, and slippers. And I just went, I'm like, that's what I want to be when I get older. But then he got kicked out. Oh, no. Because apparently it's a little touchy-feely with the ladies. So something happened in front of my booth right before we left on Saturday, and someone who was hanging out at our booth, their manager said to him, like, I'm going to call the cops on you. He wasn't really our manager, he was foolish. So I leave, I drop stuff off in my truck, and coming back to the hotel, and I see all these cops. I don't know about you guys. You all look like respectable people. I know what I look like. Shush. I know what I look like. And I never do anything wrong, but every time I see a cop, the first thing I think is, what did I do wrong? Who called the cops on me? So I'm just slowly walking past, and there's 2 young ladies talking to 2 officers, and I'm thinking, they're just flirting with the girls. And he just looks at me and goes, so, Gary Busey? I'm like, that's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. They think the story stops there. No, it doesn't. So, me and some friends and Angela go out to smoke cigarettes. They're smoking. I'm just breathing in the second hand, because who wants to live forever? And we notice Gary Busey's sitting on a bench talking to a bunch of people. I'm like, this is a train wreck waiting to happen, and I can't wait. But me being the person that I am, I'm like, I'm going to get as close to this dumpster fire as I can. And he's just talking. He's very calm. And I'm like, they gave him medication that had to calm him down. So he gets up and says, all right, I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to go to bed. Angela's standing right here, and he touches her on the shoulder. He's like, excuse me, young lady, and walks by. And we all walk back to our group, and Angela goes, Gary Busey touched me. And automatic response is like, what? He just came right up, and she's like, on the shoulder. I'm like, oh my God, you almost made me hunt him down. So as you know, I make fangs. I once had a girl at a show pay me $100 for a pair of fangs, a double set. That's $100. She paid in singles. I couldn't pass up the opportunity. I just looked at her and like, I know what you do for a living. She starts giggling, and she tells my girls where she works. They're like, you want to go? I'm like, now let me tell you something about strip clubs and my outlook on it. When I'm lonely, yeah, all right, I'll go to get some attention. But in all, I feel so wrong telling this joke right at this moment, but... Wait for it. Wait for it. Door's still open. Okay, so, I never understand the point of being lonely and paying for affection, and then going home, leaving even more sexually frustrated than when I walk through the first door. Front door, first door, whatever. So, and back door, I'll be no back door man. So, anyone here ever seen the movie Mallrats? Okay. There's enough people I can tell this joke. My generation, we started that fad. We just go into the mall because we had nothing else to do. There was no internet back then. And anyone who knows what I'm talking about, we're all older than the internet. And we would go to this one mall, and it was the Wayne Hills Mall was a strip mall, and right across the parking lot was the Toys R Us. So we're all freshmen, sophomores in high school, so we go over to Toys R Us and ride the bikes and play tag. But we're not like the idiot kids of today. And I saw an example of this at Petco last night. This one moron, she's holding like the floral arrangements that go inside fish tanks at Petco, and she's just waving them back and forth and just knocks them over. And she just walks away. That's when I realized I'm getting old. I'm like, what a bitch. Have some manners and clean up after yourself. We were idiots back then, but we knew respect. We never left a mess wherever we went. If we took a bike and rode it down the aisle, we put the bike back. If we ran anyone over, it was someone in our group. And back then, it's like, oh crap, I'm bleeding. Let's run away before I get in trouble. So you get home, it's like I bled on my pants. My mom's gonna be so pissed. So we went to Toys R Us one weekend. And every aisle we went in, because we're just laughing, because we have nothing else to do. It was too late, so we couldn't jam in my parents' basement because they want to sleep. And every aisle we go to, this guy just keeps coming in and he's straightening things up on this wall. And I'm like, all right, we're going to go in this aisle. And he comes in, starts moving stuff around. So my friend turns to me and goes, thank you for your guided tour. We go into another aisle. Now we realize we're not keeping them in the store because it's 20 minutes till they close. So they have to stay. I've worked retail. I know the rules. And we realize even the cashiers are following us around the store. We're like, and one of them is walking up to me. And I'm like, all right, this is going to be great. It's like, do you need help with anything? I'm like, yeah, I'm looking for something for my cousin's birthday. It's this Saturday. Well, what does your cousin like to play with? Yeah. Well, how old's your cousin? Like 12. I'm like, okay, what does your cousin like to play with? Well, he likes to play with Barbie dolls and stuffed animals and stuff. He likes to rip the heads off of them and stuff and dance around and dress like a little girl. And back in the 90s when you do stuff like this, that was very taboo, I guess, if that's the right word to use for it. But this woman's face, and she slowly started backing up, and I'm just smiling. So we left. Because I'm like, all right, they're going to call the police at this point. And I just like throwing this into my act, but cannibalism is not illegal. It is just frowned upon. And I forgot about this part. I was going to open up with this. So every time I do a show and my friend Rob comes, anyone remember Garbage Pail Kids?
Woo!
I found this one in my dryer because he comes to my booth and he hands them out. Now I woke up, we went to the booth on Saturday. There were 3 cards sitting right where I work. And I just stood up. And I have to censor what I said, but I'm like, he hasn't even been here yet and there's 3 cards in this booth. What is going on? How does he